All right, so I've had my Canon R5 Mark II now for a couple months, and it's been enough time for me to really go and test this thing in real world situations in lots of different scenarios. And there are a lot of things about this camera that I really like, but I've got to be honest with you and tell you that there is one feature on my original R5 Mark I that I am really missing and wish they had as an option here on the R5 Mark II. Oh hey, do me a favor, if you found this video useful in any way, shape, or form, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. It is so hard to keep a YouTube channel going these days, and your subscriptions are the only thing that keeps this channel going. And the thing that I'm talking about is the ability to record in the IPB Light codec. Now, on the R5 Mark I, obviously you had different compression ratings than you have here on the R5 Mark II. And don't get me wrong, I really love the compression settings here on the R5 Mark II. It's great having these codecs because they do play so nicely if I'm shooting with a C300 or a C400 or anything like that. But the reality is these things are still a lot bigger files than what I could get in the IPB Light codec on the R5 Mark I. And what I love about the IPB Light codec on the R5 Mark I, it's still 422, it's still 10-bit, I can still get 4K fine. It just really saves me a lot of space. This is the reality of shooting commercial work in 2025 and on. And that is that many times nowadays, we are creating content that is designed specifically for webs or things like that. And you don't need to have these giant files. As a matter of fact, you need to shoot a lot of content. You want it to look good. You still want to get that 422 10-bit, but you don't want to take up all this space to do it. You want to save some hard drive space. And I think one way to really kind of show how this is in an apples to apples comparison, I recently did a multicam shoot for a client, but it was designed for YouTube only. So obviously I wanted to bring it down and get it as compressed as possible and still look good. Now, I rolled both of my cameras for the exact same length of time. Now on that project, my R5 II came in at 66.4 gigabytes for all the takes that we did. The R5 shot the exact same thing and it came in at 41.3 gigs. Now remember, both these cameras are set to 4K fine, 10-bit, 422. They both look great, but this is a whopping 37.75% difference in hard drive space used up between these cameras. That's almost a 40% difference between filming something that looks almost identical for all intents and purposes on the R5 II versus the R5. And I just really wish I had an IPB Light option here on the Canon R5 II. Now, of course, IPB Light is not going to be as good as HF-EVC on this camera, which is another great compression codec, but it's more than good enough. And I have used IPB Light on literally hundreds of different shoots. And to be honest, as long as I expose correctly and I don't have anything too crazy, I'm not doing any like green screen, it looks great. You can almost never tell the difference, especially if the deliveries ultimately end up on YouTube or Vimeo. And it just feels like something that's missing for the space of the R5 Mark II, in my opinion. And the reason why I'm making this video is I think if you're in a situation where you're just trying to decide whether to get an R5 Mark II or an R5, both of them are great cameras. But if you're in a situation that you're going to be making almost exclusively like web content, you want a YouTube channel, all that stuff, you're talking about 40% difference in what you can get in hard drive space. That is a significant investment in speed and money in what you have to do. So it's just something to be aware of if you're getting on these cameras. Anyway, it's enough of an issue. I just wanted to kind of let you all raise it up, tell you what I thought about it. I'd love to hear what you think about this. Go ahead and leave me any notes and comments down below. Let me know what you think about it. And yeah, go out there, keep on shooting. Yeah, talk to you soon.